It's a very interesting concept now. Silver is at the intersection of the energy transition. It's also at the intersection of a change in the monetary system. It's at the intersection of armament increasing around the world. So the question about silver now being different, it is actually very, very different. Silver in the past 10 years has changed, and silver has changed in the past 5 years, and silver now has changed in the past 5 months. Because now silver, 80%, 90% of the demand is really industrial, but the industrial component is changing. It used to be, jewelry and photography, but now it's solar panel, and the solar panel around the world are multiplying by 6. It's now armament because every bomb's got 5 ounces of silver. It's AI chip because silver is the best conductor for electricity. So you have all these new items that are coming into the demand while the production is decreasing. So obviously silver, as we say, has been 5 years in deficit. The deficit is increasing every year. The production is reducing every year, and the demand is not increasing, it's exploding. So we are at a crossroad where silver will readjust, and hence many very smart investors are saying that they prefer silver to gold, though both will do extremely well. But the fact is silver's demand is so strong and increasing, and you're not waiting for central bank to buy the silver because they haven't started, except for Russia. Nobody has started buying silver. So it is a great question, but the timing is impeccable. And now with everybody increasing their defense contract or percentage as a function of GDP, the big winner is silver. So how can we add supply to the market? Well, that's also an extremely good question because it is very difficult. It's much more difficult to find a silver mine than a gold mine, than a copper mine. It's much more difficult because silver is often disseminated. It's rare. Now, most silver mines are not silver mines. They're copper mines, they're lead zinc mines, and they have a little bit of silver. The only place in the world where you have pure native silver mine currently is in Morocco, which is we'll talk about. So the supply is not increasing. Actually, the supply is decreasing. And the other issue with supply decreasing is jurisdiction risk, because a lot of the silver is in high probability of government intervention countries. South America, where if silver goes to $100, I can bet you many mines are going to get nationalized. So you are seeing a decrease in the supply. We're seeing an increase in the demand, and geologically much more complicated than the gold. Talking about Morocco and understanding the history of mining is crucial. Morocco is one of the best geology in the world, certainly one of the best geology in Africa, with South Africa and the DRC. But in 1914, they discovered the largest phosphate deposits of the world. And Morocco's company called OCP is the #1 producer of phosphate in the world. And today, OCP, being #1, still has 700 years of mine life of phosphate. So they made it not illegal, but they were not interested in other materials for 100 years. So there was only one company, state-owned company called Managem, very well-managed company, that had a couple of assets, and the international companies were just not welcome, or it wasn't strategically the place to go. So it only reopened in 2010. Well, the gold rush started in 1995. The gold rush in Canada started in 1850. The rush in Morocco started in 2010. And that's when the permits were given out for the first time. Aya is the largest non-state-owned company in Morocco with 1,500 square kilometers on that belt. But Morocco has a belt, a mineralized belt of 1,600 kilometers long. It's not the largest, but one of the longest belts in the world for mineralization. 65% of it has never been walked by a geo. So hence the opportunity for Morocco to become a leader in mining. And yes, the government is changing its law. They're welcoming more people. We have first mover advantage, but the geology is fantastic. You know, in mining, it's a triangle. It's geology, jurisdiction, and people. Geology has to be good. Jurisdiction needs to be good in an increasing commodity price environment, and the people have to be competent. You've got the three, you can have a mine. You are missing one, you'll never have a mine. So talking about Boumadine is very interesting, because in mining, it's rare that you have a tier 1 world-class discovery. They don't happen every year. They may happen once every 10 years. And Boumadine is a world-class tier 1 discovery. It's in Morocco. It was a low-hanging fruit because it never been looked at with new technology. Also understanding that now exploration is more satellite imaging. I mean, you're using a lot of technology which wasn't available 15 years ago. Boumadine is a world-class asset. It's a today 5 to 6 million ounce of gold equivalent deposit at 5 grams, and knowing that the average grade in the world of a gold deposit is 1 gram. So it's 5 times better. It's at surface, and we have one structure that we've drilled for the past 2 years where we've discovered this 5 million ounces of gold, or if you prefer in silver equivalent, it's 450 million ounces of silver. And we've just announced recently that we have completed the PEA study, and Boumadine in phase 1, step 1 of its growth, like will produce 37 million ounces per year of silver equivalent, or 400,000 ounces per year of gold equivalent. So tier 1 asset, anything above 300 for gold is a tier 1 asset, and we've touched 3% of the ground that we have at Boumadine. So Boumadine is a district. It will have many, many mines in a district. Because in mining, we always say you find a mine beside a mine, because the geology is there. It's often continuous. You just need to have the ground. At Boumadine, we have over 800 square kilometers of ground.
What does it take to scale responsibly while maintaining operational excellence and disciplined capital allocation?
So how do we build a multi-project company is a very good question. And how do you manage this? And the answer is you start with a small project, because you kind of you build your team, bring expertise, build a project that's going to cost, like we did at Zgounder, 140 million. You make a mistake, you're 10% over budget, you're 14 million over budget. You make a mistake on a $2 billion project, you are 200 million over budget. So we actually built our first project, Zgounder, at a capex of 140 million. We did it for less. So we've built the team on our first asset. We have a construction team and a development team and a geological team. And now we're ready to go to the next asset. It's probably the same in money management. You don't want to start with 5 billion. You'd rather start with 500 million, get the team together, and then move to the 5 billion fund. So it's the same thing. In mining, you want to start with an asset you can control, you can manage. We have that. And that becomes a little ATM machine. Zgounder will produce, at the current price, 180 million ounces, 180 million dollars a year of cash flow. That is enough to fund everything else. So you have your first asset. It will fund the growth of Boumadine. Boumadine will cost 440 million, but Zgounder can fund all the equity. Our bankers are going to be there for the debt. And once you have Zgounder and Boumadine in production, you're looking at the current silver price and gold price, you're looking at about $800 million a year of cash flow.